Okay, so let's talk about GoGuardian. You should have a login to GoGuardian. Last year I sent out, when we initially piloted GoGuardian within the county, I registered everybody with a login for GoGuardian. So you should have that on your email. If you do not, you'll need to contact me and let me know, and I could reset your password for you. Okay, so the way we get to GoGuardian is we'll type in actual GoGuardian, and you'll see it will pull up Chromebook management software. So you'll click on that link, and then you want to click on sign in. And then we want to connect GoGuardian through Google. So that's just like where you logged in to get into Google Classroom. You want to click on Login with Google. And it should, unless you've signed out of your Google, it should automatically connect you. Try it again. Okay, there we go. So it should automatically connect you. Okay, so now you should see your dashboard. With GoGuardian, it's going to give you basically the top sites that your students are viewing each day, the summary of those sites. So we want to first connect you to be able to use GoGuardian. So what we're going to do is, if you'll look up at the top, you should see right now on your screen where it says GoGuardian Administrator. We're going to drop that screen down and click on Teacher. And basically what we have to do is we have to add your Google Classrooms into GoGuardian. So if you'll look over here, and also let me go back a minute. If you have not archived your old classrooms from last year, you'll need to do that. So the way I do that is I'll click on that classroom from last year. You want to click on Settings and Archive Classroom. And that's basically it. And you'll come back over here and click back on Teacher. So you want to archive your classrooms from last year and start fresh for this year. Okay, so the way you create or add your classrooms from Google Classrooms that we just created, the reason why we want to do it through Google Classroom is then you don't have to get students to invite themselves into GoGuardian. If they are able to invite themselves into GoGuardian, they can take themselves out of GoGuardian. So you want them to stay connected to GoGuardian and you be able to monitor them. So what we'll do first is we're going to come up here and click on Add a Classroom, and we're going to add it from Google. And then you're going to choose your classroom that you're adding. So I'm going to select my classroom, and then you want to put it on a schedule the classroom session. How long do you want to be able to view your students? So you're going to do it from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's the normal school day. And you're going to select the days that you want to be able to monitor them. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sunday and Saturday, it will not allow you to monitor them, because that's kind of like their private time. So once you've created your session, you're going to click on Add Schedule. And then those are the students that have synced from Google. Okay, so I need to go back to Teacher again, and you want to do that for every classroom that you've created through Google Classroom. And you should see it popping up on your screen. So I'm going to select my classroom and insert my time from 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. And my students have synced in. Go back to teacher. Click on add a classroom. Add from Google. And you can, you can see where it says import complete. That tells you that your students that you have imported or you have synced into GoGuardian, it has completed it. Put them in your GoGuardian. The reason why you want to make sure that your schedule is correct is, let's say you give your students an assignment and you're working with a group, it will monitor your students and record what they're doing while you are working with that group. So you can always go back and look at what they've done at that specific time. So let's say you're working with a group at 9 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you get a phone call from a parent saying that little Johnny came home and said he was looking up baseball pictures instead of doing his classwork. You can actually go back and look and see what little Johnny was looking at on his Chromebook. And so this will be my last import. And so you can see where it's got, that's advanced scheduling. So you want to keep it simple scheduling. Okay, so once you sync your students in from Google, or you add your classes into GoGuardian, then you'll be able to monitor your students. Okay, so you want to make sure, first of all, that you're on teacher, and then you want to select the classroom that you want to monitor during that time. Okay, so I select my classroom, and this is where you're going to start a new session. I usually do it for the maximum amount, which would be 2 hours. If the block that you're going to be, if your block is like 40 minutes, then you might select 45 minutes, an hour. But just to be on the safe side, I would select 2 hours. That's the time that it's going to actually record what they're doing. Okay, and then you want to click Start Session. And then you should be able to see the screens, or the Chromebook screens that your students are actually looking at. And we'll give it a minute to load. It's trying to load. You can look at it by the screens, or you can come up here and actually select Timeline. And you can see, I gave you an example right here. This student is logged in. You can click on it and kind of look and see what she's actually looking at. She did a Google search on cats, and she's actually looking at the images of cats right now. Okay, so right now I'm in a live mode looking at this student. Let's say you've given that student a warning that they need to you can actually send out a warning to that student, a message giving them a warning, telling them that they need to get back on task. So the way I do that is I check that student, check the box, and you'll come up here at the top, and you want to click on open tab. And you can send out the tab that you want them to, like if she was actually supposed to be on Google Classroom, I can send her to Google Classroom, google.com. Let's see, googleclassroom.com. That one right. But if you have the link of where you're sending them to, you type that in. You want to make sure it's the right link. But you can send them to that link that they're supposed to be on. If they do not listen, we have some of those that, they don't listen. You can actually lock their screen so that they won't be able to do anything. So when you click lock screen, you can enter a message. This is a warning. You need to get back on task. So you can give them like a warning message and then lock their device. What this does is if you look back on her screen, it should come up in just a minute. Let me go back and do it again. There it goes. It gives them this, it shows them the message from their teacher, and they can't do anything. So they can try to X out and then go back in, but it's not going to allow them to do anything with their Chromebook until you actually unlock their Chromebook. So the way you unlock it is you make sure their name is checked, and you click unlock screen. And then their screen should pop back up, and they would be able to finish their assignment for that day. So basically that's it with GoGuardian as far as being able to insert the classes and monitor students. If you want to look at, I forgot to mention this, if you'll come back up here and click on Administrator, if you click on Flagged Activity, this is where you'll be able to see if a student has been looking at inappropriate things. Most of the time, the students that go into Google Images, it will flag them automatically. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if I click here on Google, most of it does not relate to classwork. If it's been flagged, it does not relate to classwork. So it will show you, if I click on the link, it'll actually show you what photo they've pulled up. So this is what this student has been looking at, and it's flagged her there. So if you want to visit the flagged sites, it's only going to list the students within your classroom, like that you've attached to your GoGuardian, your Google Classroom. Those are the only ones you'll be able to look at as far as flagged activity. But it's pretty simple to use. If you go back to Administrator, there's basically where you can do the summary, the top sites. Okay, so here's what I need for you to do. In order to receive your credit, I need for you to either screenshot where you've created your Google Classrooms, or you can use your phone to take a picture of the screen that you're seeing right now of where you've created your Google Classrooms. You can email those to me, or you can come by and show me where you've created it off of your phone, or you can print it out, and then you'll come by and sign the sheet once you've shown me that you've created this. You'll come by and sign in the sheet to receive your credit. I hope this video has been helpful for you all in order with setting up your Google Classroom and GoGuardian. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'll be glad to help you. Thank you.